Hey there, so what I have done is open up the beautiful canvas by this company. Oh my goodness, it's already almost kind of pre-colored so you don't mess up where the colors go, which I think is neat. I taped it to an extra canvas I had just so I have something. You'll see some wrinkles, they get out eventually. And then last night I put this clear gesso all over it, just sort of painting with it so that the paint is just comes out a little bit better, a little more crisp and bright. So we are ready to start the project. Okay, so when you let something sit around for a while, you have to make sure the paints are okay. And if not, you just sort of find some old stuff that's similar. In this case, I'm starting with this side of the canvas. So if you can see these tiny little numbers here, it's going to be a 7, and it's going to be a 6, and a 23, and a 1. So anyway, I'm opening the paints, and then honestly, the best thing is just to kind of just go in and do it. So that 7 is super small. Ta-da! Almost done, right? Ha ha ha. Okay, so right next to my 7 is a 6, which I've gotten a little of this gray. And what's cool is if you do it while the paint next to it is still wet, you can blur it a little bit. So you can go in to the edge and sort of soften it. You don't have to do it that way. A lot of people do kind of like, they have to have it perfectly exact. And as you can see, I'm using, the cheap brush that comes with this. It's messy, right? It's not precise. It's not going into a fine point. It's going up here around this 23. And I just kind of, the main thing I would say is don't leave a section partly done, like of a number, because it's really hard to remember where you were supposed to go. So in this case, I finished like that whole of that number 6. And so, and you can see a little bit of blending, and I'm just going to keep going from there. So you can see that I've done a little bit more now. I've basically kind of put in the sage green that's going sort of under these pink plants. And one thing I'm going to recommend with paint by number is if you have a big area like this 23, it's super tempting to be like, yeah, it's so easy, let's just do that. But I like to do the little thing on the inside first to get it out of the way, because so I really like how this is, kind of coming together, the way this corner looks on obviously a very stylized picture that they're showing us what it's, quote, supposed to look like. But I promise you that at the end, when you stand like far enough back, that it'll make sense. Like it'll all look really good, because the farther away you get from it, the more it looks like it. So people aren't going to be sitting there with a magnifying glass in your living room. I mean, I have items that are paint by number that many friends, I'll show you, have no idea. So like that elephant, that's a paint by number. So like really, especially if you put it kind of on a far wall, this is also paint by number, which looks a little more paint by number-y in my opinion, but like I still think it's cool in my dining room. Then you can learn how to paint with watercolor, and that's what paint by number is so great for, is you can see what you're, quote, supposed to do with dark and light and all of that, and then you just play with it after. I mean, how fun is that?